This is Jeremy Flint, and you're listening to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
For those who don't know, now you know, baby. This is Hot Rod Biggs, Jared, Jimmy Street. We're going to take them to the limit one more time, baby, right here on Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one more time to the Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling podcast, and it is me, your host, Jimmy Street, here as always, and thank you guys so much for stopping by. Hope y'all are having an awesome day, and happy that you're here with us. Today, of course, we have the one and only This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma, episode 14, and obviously he's covering August. Cannot wait to get into that. Quinton always brings some great information for us wrestling fans, so y'all stick around for that. But before we get to that, we have a few things to cover as always. Last episode, of course, was Surfer Ray Odyssey in a very rare interview. Not even sure if he's done a podcast before, maybe a couple shoot interviews, but anyway, Ray was awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by, Ray. And he was obviously here for something that is happening tonight or today, the Captain's Corner Hidden Treasures virtual signing, literally today, August 27th on Facebook. So guys, check out the Captain's Corner Facebook. Make sure you don't miss out on the opportunity to get an autograph from the one and only Surfer Ray Odyssey. Next in line, we've got to send out a very special happy birthday to the one and only Plastic Sheik Jared Street, my brother from the same father and mother. Sheik's birthday was actually yesterday, August 26th. So happy birthday, Sheik. I hope it's been awesome. Also want to wish a very happy birthday to my number one nephew, Little Sheik himself, Paxton.
Action figure.
Happy birthday, buddy. I hope it's awesome. I hope you got a lot of action figures today. Continuing on, Dale Torborg and his company PahiUSA.com. If you or a loved one have balance issues, these are the shoes for you. Go to PahiUSA.com and grab a pair today and use code BBB10 for 10% off your purchase. Check them out. Also, a little later today, we're welcoming back our roving reporter, Sean Hamilton, for his OVW Road Report. You do not want to miss that. All right, y'all. That's all I have for the open today. Welcome to episode 14 of This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma.
Welcome to This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma.
All right, so we're going to start this out. We're going to go to Tampa, Florida. We're going to go to Tampa Stadium. And this was a big deal at the time. The date was August 3rd, 1980. I don't know if I can say that or not, but so this was a big deal. It was called, the name of the show, which they didn't get back then. They didn't give it had to be a really big deal to name your show have a name back then. You know, now it's every show in the world has a gimmick name to it. But this was called The Last Tango in Tampa.
Oh.
They drew 17,833. Tampa was a regular town. So it had to be a big deal to draw that big of a house on a weekly town. So they had 12 matches total. I'm not going to go all the way down them. I'll just kind of pick out a few things that was kind of interesting. They had a seven woman battle royal. Not an 8 or 6, but a 7. Odd number, that just I don't know, seemed a little odd.
Yeah.
Then we had a mask versus mask match. We had the Super Destroyer versus Mr. Florida. Super Destroyer was Scott Hogg Irwin. Mr. Florida was Paul Jones. He lost and was unmasked. So Mr. Florida unmasked. It was Paul Jones. And everybody and their brother, because I've seen there's some footage floating around. Everybody and their brother could tell that was Paul Jones.
pretty over at that time,
So I'm
wasn't
thinking
he?
so I'm thinking it might have been one of those things where he might have lost to Loser Town and put the hood on. That's what I'm thinking. Because everybody knew who. I mean, you could tell it's Paul Jones. So I'm thinking that's what it was. But yeah, I've seen a couple of matches where he was, or interviews where he had the hood on down there. This next match was a NWA Junior Heavyweight title match. Les Thornton was the champion. He beat Mike Graham, but he beat him by DQ. I'm like, your champion comes in, let him beat Mike Graham clean. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
When was this again? What,
83.
83.
No,
Okay.
80. No, 1980.
80, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
1980. You know, let him go time limit draw or something. Don't, a DQ, that's just, All right, so this next one was a WWF World Title match. Bob Backlund worked Don Morocco, and it went to a DQ. I kind of understand that because Backlund wasn't going to do the job. He was for, world champion. Morocco was getting pushed pretty big down there. So, I mean, if it was NWA world champion, I could see Morocco doing the job. But WWF bringing it, they brought him in. They only brought their champion every now and then. Before that, because NWA, they still worked with Graham, because Graham, Superstar Billy Graham was Superstar Graham, Harley Race worked at that big show in the Orange Bowl, so they still had a working relationship with Eddie Graham. So, but yeah, I just kind of think I don't know, DQs. It's back to back on these two big, world title matches.
Yeah, it's such a big house, man.
Yeah. So another match, Andre the Giant beat the Super Destroyer. Now, it didn't say, like on the Paul Jones match, it did say Super Destroyer 1 or Super Destroyer 2, and this one didn't either. And I looked around, and I'm guessing if I don't know if it was Bill Irwin or if it was Scott Irwin doing double duty. So I don't know. Then the main event was the 2 out of 3 falls. This finish sucked. I don't know, this card to be a big house, and unless you're bringing this back, which I don't know if they did. The main event was NWA World Title match, 2 out of 3 falls. Dusty Rhodes beat Harley Race, 1 fall to 0 in a time limit draw, an hour. As an hour time limit draw, and Dusty only won 1 fall. So they couldn't put the belt. Even though he won the 1 fall to 0, but it didn't go, it had to go at least 2 falls. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be a good thing to bring about every once in a while when you're really not wanting to bury anybody. I haven't heard. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't heard of that in any of the big times in a while. Something like that.
No, that's a first. I mean, I've seen plenty of the going through this stuff. Is the 2 out of 3 falls where one guy wins one wins the other, then the time limit ends.
I like that.
It's definitely different, but
I mean, I don't want it all the time, but like once a year or somewhere, or once every 2 years somewhere. It's an interesting finish that would keep both people. You keep your belt on your champion, but you make the challenger look strong. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. My thing is that you do it that, but you got to bring it back. If they didn't bring it back,
right. Oh, they didn't. No. Yeah.
That's one thing is if they didn't go, they might have brought it back. Who knows? I didn't look. I should have looked.
We'll come across it in another month.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, and I think I read where Dusty won in like 35 minutes. The first fall he won was like in 35 minutes, I think, 35-minute mark. So it wasn't like a real fast, slide over or something. I don't know. It's different, but I think you got
to do it right. I mean, I don't want them doing it. I don't want them doing it the way they do, like dives to the outside all the time. But like, I want like it'd be an interesting one. Like once, like I said, every 2 years or something like that. Pull it out. Don't abuse it to death. But when you're
I think if we saw how it was done, it probably looks better than on paper.
Probably does.
Because Because you know
It might look worse though. I might change my mind. I might be like, "Oh, that sucked."
Well, I don't know. It's one of those things. Just wish I didn't see no video of it out there anywhere. So
Yeah.
you know, it's one thing. Maybe they put Dusty over, and then he had Harley down the 1, 2, ding, ding, ding. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dusty liked to be the chaser, though. Dusty liked to be the chaser.
Yeah. But it just to me on paper it didn't look good, but like I said, it's different, and it probably played a lot better than what it looks like on paper. So
yeah, never tell it. It's just interesting. I guess I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah, I haven't either. That's, you know, that's really something different. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm going to go to August 1st, 1984. We're going to go to Shreveport, Louisiana. We're going to go to the Irish Mills Boys Club. Junkyard Dog worked his last Mid-South TV taping. He worked 2 matches on that, and after the 2 tapings, he did those, and I think it was a week and a half later, he shows up in New York.
Yeah.
And then after the 2 matches I did, I know one of them's out there. Actually, I think both of them were out there. Because I think I did watch both of them. I went back through try to find them. One was Crusher Khrushchev. I know that I've seen that. I'm not 100% sure. I've watched so much stuff in the last week trying to find stuff, but they did air. And then after he was gone, because they taped it, and it's like 2 weeks of. So like on the 3rd week, so Dog was already in New York, and then Bill Watts just roasted him on the interview. Just flat out buried him, threw the dirt on him, and spit on his grave. Yeah. Yeah, it was, because, that was, he made JYD, I mean, I said made him, but you know what I'm saying? That's where he got famous.
Oh, yeah.
Louisiana Territory under Watts. So, yeah, Watts was. Now, I saw interviews later where Watts talks about he was more hurt than anything that he left. And supposedly he didn't give notice. He just up and left,
Yeah.
Vince was stealing everybody's talent. He was basically stealing all the AWA guys. He hadn't touched any Watts guys. And he went in there and took Watts. And Watts didn't think Vince was going to be a threat to him, because he was getting he's raiding Burns people.
Yeah.
Saying, he comes in and takes his number 1 guy, Yeah, so. And then,
maybe somebody knows that, but was there a method to let's go after the AWA first, and then now we're going to go here? Was there a method to that, or I
think it was because Hogan.
Yeah, I guess Hogan first. Yeah,
Hogan had you get Hogan, then you get all the Hogan connections in AWA.
And then you start taking the top dogs from the other companies where you can.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I think wasn't Bobby Heenan the only one that gave notice to Vern?
I don't know that, but that sounds right.
It was either Bobby Heenan or Mean Gene. I think it was Heenan actually gave his notice and worked it.
I don't think it was Mean Gene. I don't think Mean Gene. I could be wrong, but I don't think it was Mean Gene.
I think it was Heenan. He actually did. Because I know I've always read and heard stuff about how Bobby was very loyal to Vern because I've heard the stories where Bruiser treated Bobby like crap. They said he treated him horrible. And then Vern brought him on, full time. So he left the Bruisers to go work for Vern. And I always heard that he was very grateful and loyal to Vern for getting him out of Bruiser's territory full time,
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming that was he was the one that gave the notice, but everybody else just got up and left. And then on August 10th, 1984, like I said, he went to New York. He did his first TV taping for WWF. It was in St. Louis. That's when Vince, he bought out the time slot, and but he still kept wrestling at the Chase for a little while. The name on the extra TV was still Wrestling at the Chase. So he debuted on that TV taping. I don't know when. I think it aired later in the month. But yeah, so debuted at the Chase in St. Louis on that WWF TV. So, but after that, he pretty much he was a number 2 babyface for a while up there, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was right behind Hogan. It seemed like for a while.
Yeah, definitely. He could have definitely, been in a good position for sure.
So now we're going to go to August 29th, 1982. We're going to go to St. Paul, Minnesota. And this one's still, when I saw it in the magazine, I was, oh gosh, 82, was I 9? It didn't even make sense when I saw it. Otto Wanz, how you want to say it, beat Nick Bockwinkel for the AWA World Title.
What?
You didn't know about this?
I didn't know. I don't think I knew about this. Sorry, keep going. I'll shut up.
He beat AWA World Champion.
That's crazy.
He held it for a little over a month.
Okay.
And I read a few things. I tried to find some stuff on him. So I tried to find I went on Kayfabe Memories and try to find it. There's so much. I mean, they've got so much backlog stuff on there. It takes forever to dig through because they had no search engine on it.
Yeah.
So you have to go dig and dig and dig. And a little bit I could find, well, I'm sure there's tons of it on there because it's something that to this day people still don't understand it. But yeah, from what I could tell, people said that Otto paid Vern, and the rumor, several different people said it's been said it was paid him $25,000 up to $50,000 and paid for him a week's vacation in Europe.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they said that it confused the fans because Bockwinkel was beating everybody. He beat, he held the belt forever, and Otto Wanz, nobody knew who he was, really. I mean,
yeah.
And he comes in and he look at him as a bowling ball.
Right.
He's shaped like a bowling ball. And yeah, so that was one of those that I guess just like Vern saw, and they said it hurt him more than it helped him. He made money, but off the pay, the check he got, but they said overall the fans didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I read one thing that said they had to pay Bockwinkel. Like they said, the one thing I said, I couldn't verify it because I looked like I was digging through there and everything. But I did find one thing that said that he paid Bockwinkel $10,000. Vern did to do the job.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's true because Bockwinkel was a straight up businessman, and from what I've read, he never rocked the ship for Vern. He was whatever Vern wanted, he went with. Yeah. So I don't know if that was true or not. That's one of the things that said that he gave Bockwinkel like $10,000.
What?
So I don't know. It just the whole thing didn't. Only thing it did was help Vern's pocket, but in the long run, they said the fans didn't buy it, and so
did them no favors, right?
Yeah, it didn't do any good to do that. So, all right, so now we're going to go to our monthly Dale Man card.
I don't think I've ever wrestled a match, but I didn't give it all for the business and for you fans.
Nice.
We're going to go to August 13th, 1982. We're going to go to Liberty, Kentucky this time.
Okay.
Liberty, Kentucky is kind of southeastern Kentucky, it's out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, absolutely the middle of nowhere, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like close to Pikeville and stuff?
No, it's more kind of south of Danville. Okay. Yeah, because I can remember because I wrestled in Danville. Boy, that was I should have did that card for my. Oh man, I should have had it because oh my gosh. Man, I just remember I should have that Danville card because it was in August, and boy, that was talking about a cluster. I might just add that in just off the top of my head. Anyway.
Okay.
So Liberty's out in the middle of nowhere, and I think the Poffos ran Liberty some too, I think.
Okay.
I'm sure they did. It was popular around every small town in eastern Kentucky there was known to man. So
yeah.
All right, so this was at the Liberty Middle School, and this is just off the ad in the newspaper. The main event, mud wrestling. Princess Little Bear and Dale Mann versus Rosie Green and Superstar.
Oh gosh. I wonder who Superstar was.
I don't think it was Mass Superstar or Superstar Bill Dundee, Superstar Billy Graham. I think we can count all those guys out. Let's see, who else was there? I don't know, but this is probably one of the. This is sure is one of Dale Mann's guy. The guys under the hood and all that. So
picked him up hitchhiking.
yeah. Hey, you look like we put a mask on you, son.
Make you the mask
star.
Yeah, superstar. Actually,
not only a star, we'll make you a superstar. So, Princess Little Bear. I don't think I ever heard of her.
Yeah,
and definitely hadn't heard of Rosie Green, but he had a bunch of guys that worked as Green for years on his shows. But they wasn't kin to, Al or Don. So,
okay.
I mean, of course not. But
right.
I'm wondering this Rosie Green was part of those Green brothers they had.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, maybe.
Okay.
All right. So then we go to the next match. Danny Fargo, which he wrestled for Dale forever and actually worked for Jarrett's. Had a good run down in Southwest with Barry Kimbrey as Fabulous Blondes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He took Kim Tim's place.
Yeah, okay.
Kim Tim's left, and they brought in Danny Fargo.
I just saw somebody post something about them recently. Anyway, keep going. Yeah.
Somebody posted a video of them after they won the belts in Southwest. Somebody posted a video online. I saw it. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, I think I saw it yesterday too. Yeah.
So Danny Fargo, he worked for Dale off and on forever. He took on the Super Destroyer. I don't think I'm 99.999% sure that was not Scott Hogg Irwin or Bill Irwin or anybody else that worked the territories of the Super Destroyer.
Right.
But as we know, that might mean the Superstar. Here, put on this hood kid going out there.
Yeah. We got Mil Mascaras next.
Yeah. Exactly. So the next match was Mike Mann versus Billy Travis.
Yeah.
Mike Mann was Dale's boy.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's Dale's boy, right? So, yeah.
That's Dale's son, Billy. And what's crazy, later on, what were they called? They were Dale's top tag team for a while. They were called the this was after this. I want to say like 84 to 80. And I'm like 83, 84. I think it was 84 actually. Maybe into 85. They were his top babyface tag team. They were the Southern Sensationals or something like that.
Okay.
And it was then Billy. Then Billy left Dale to go to New York. And they said he had to like hide out from Dale because Dale was wanting to kill him for leaving.
You ain't gonna learn on you, me boy.
Yeah. So that's the story I heard through the years I mean he was just going there he wasn't going to get a push, and he was just going to be a opening card enhancement guy, but it was Dale's top babyface tag team, and they said Dale was going to kill him, so Billy had to hide from him before he went to New York.
He better be careful because apparently he's kind of stinky too. So he maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard that from other people before too, though. That was funny.
Jamie talks about Jamie. I've heard Jamie talk about how bad his Johnson smelled.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's like, Jamie, how do you know how that smells, brother? I'm sure Jamie could tell us, and he won't have no problem with telling us. Well, he knows.
No, he wouldn't.
Because I'm sure there's a good story about it.
I mean, can you imagine wrestling with no socks on and just your boots? Maybe you have done that.
No, I wore socks, but I didn't wear. I always had short boots.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most of the time, sometimes I had some full length ones. Most of them I had the short boots when I wasn't wearing shoes. I wore ankle socks, but my legs are so short that my ankle socks pull up halfway up, almost to the bottom of my calf.
Oh, okay.
So there was only about like maybe 2 inches of boot and skin touching. So it didn't really. But I can imagine wearing ankle socks and full length boots or barefooted. I just can't. Yeah, because man,
my feet are sweating thinking about it.
That leather just soaks up the sweat.
Yeah.
I don't care how many times you air them out at night. Because I mean, unless you're going to and you know, there's a story. I said, the boys aired out their boots at night. No, they didn't. They were going back to the hotel, going to the bar, or going back 400 miles to the next town.
Yeah.
They ain't got time to air out there. And they, you know, and they might do it once a week, but this every night thing, that's why they all wore high socks, you know?
Yeah.
Except for Billy Travis.
Apparently.
And my thing is, obviously he didn't wash his trunks either.
Man.
Well, I heard Triple H tell a story one time about Mick Foley that he wrestled in like those sweatpants and stuff like that, and like he would come in the locker room, like peel off his sweatpants and underwear and shirt, go in the shower, and then just come out and just put it back on.
Put it back on what he took off. Yeah, I heard that too.
Dear Lord, like
that's crazy.
Golly. I mean, Mick is known to supposed to be a cheapskate, so maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
But there was free showers.
Yeah, he paid for the water. I could see. I mean, I'm not getting a hotel room and not for a shower, but it's there. Use it. But yeah, did he only? I guess he traveled light.
Yeah. That's horrible.
I mean, they talk about Brody. There for a long time, he didn't have unless he went to Japan. If he was just in a territory for how long is that territory? He would have his I don't know if it's true. The story. I think Bruce Pritchard even said that he just threw his stuff in the grocery sack.
Golly.
And he found, and that their story. Bruce Pritchard talks about how he found one of the belts, Houston belts, in his trunk, or Brody had it in a grocery sack and left it in there.
Wow.
Yeah. So some guys just didn't. I always heard, but Brody, I never heard about him stinking. So he had to shower. So, but yeah, Foley and Billy Travis. I guess that's something they learned in the Tennessee territory.
I guess.
I don't know. All right, I've lost. I think I find my place here. Okay, next match was. This is a good name right here. Alonzo Sizemore.
Alonzo Sizemore. Okay.
Took on Mad Dog. Like I said, I guarantee you we can say this was not Mad Dog Vachon.
Right.
Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. Though it could have been Mad Dog, part of the Bruiser Brothers from Memphis, because he was an outlaw guy for a long time.
Yeah. Okay.
So it could have been him, but I doubt it.
Right.
So. Yeah, so we got a Mad Dog, a Superstar, a Super Destroyer, and a Indian lady wrestler.
Yeah, doing pretty good so far.
Yeah. Oh, and it gets better. This last one's this is the one that. That's why I picked this one.
Okay.
Because of this last match. Last match was Diamond Jim, which we've seen. I think I've talked to him before on one of these cards. He managed a lot for him.
Okay.
So Diamond Jim took on. Check his name out. Cuban Don.
Okay. Cuban Don.
Cuban Don. Now, let's don't rip off anybody else. Let's give him the weirdest generic name. Cuban Don. I mean, I don't know. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Cuban. I saw it. I haven't seen that on any other of Dale's cards that I've flipped through the years. I've never seen a Cuban Don.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Don't have a clue who he was. I guess he might have been a dark complected guy. Oh, you'll be my Cuban. That's what I'm assuming. So.
Should you be the Cuban assassin? No, just be Don.
Yeah, we don't use. We can't use assassin around here.
Yeah. Acevedo might be close, so just be careful.
Well, yeah, because
he probably was, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. More to think about that. Yeah, because, well, no, was he in Calgary at this
Wasn't he
round?
originally or something? Yeah, I don't know that
I think he
story.
was in Calgary in '82.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he would have been in. I don't think he was in West Virginia because I don't think really West Virginia running was Crockett at the time. So I think he was still in Stampede working. So, but I guess he wanted to be on the safe side, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
But,
Yeah.
Anyway, Cuban Don. That's a blockbuster gate money maker right there.
I mean, if he was like a mob boss or something, he's the Cuban Don, man.
Exactly. I wonder what the gimmick looked like. You know,
It's probably just a guy in trunks.
the guy in the trunks walked out with the probably had a Cuban flag and
Yeah. Maybe a.
what am I thinking? It's a Dale Man show. He just come out there with trunks.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe one of them, what's his name? Fidel hats, Fidel Castro hats on or something. I doubt that even.
Yeah, that's even too much. Just give him the name and like I say, he's dark complected. They won't know the difference.
He didn't have that when I picked him up off the side of the road, so whatever.
Yeah. I gave him some trunks and some boots and gave him the name. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now we're going to go to August 9th, 1980. We're going to go to Queens, New York. We're going to Shea Stadium. Now, I had to go back and listen to the whole show from last year, the August episode, to make sure I'm going to repeat it. Now, we did talk about this, but we only talked about the main event, about Bruno and Zbyszko in the cage. So I'm not going to talk about that. Was that the only thing we talked about on that show? Because it's the main event.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk. So I noticed this then, but I narrowed it down just to the main event last year. I'm going to talk about this one because this one today, I still don't understand why they did this. They had a match. It was Bob Backlund. Well, they had a WWF Tag Team title match. Bob Backlund and Pedro Morales beat Fonseca the Samoans for the belts.
Oh, wow.
They're new champions. They held it one day because you couldn't have dual champions in WWF.
Mm.
So because Backlund was the world champion in 1980, so they had to forfeit the belts.
Wow.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean,
they do it all the time now.
I mean, it's like, but why did you? I mean, that was their thing, you couldn't be dual champions. And
why did you do it?
What, and then they put the belt, they had a tournament and they put the belts back on Fonseca.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. They put them, I know you want to have a finish, not a DQ or a count out. I don't know. I just don't, maybe, I don't know, because it's the whole thing of maybe they had something else planned and it fell through. Maybe they're going to do something with Pedro and find a partner. Maybe. I don't know. It just don't seem like it was thought out,
Right. Yeah. That's weird.
Why would you take your belts off your tag champions?
Had to be a situation that they had to do that or something. I don't know. That makes no sense.
Seems like
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It didn't. Just on paper, it's like, why,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I haven't seen anything people talk about it of why they, I'm sure Cornette probably through the years on his podcast probably has talked about it, knows more about it. But, just looking at it, it's like, that makes no sense, And I can see if they're going to put it on somebody else. Maybe we'll put on another Bayface tag team. So, take it off them, have a tournament, and put on another Bayface tag. But they put them right back on the Samoans.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Something had to have I don't know. That makes no sense.
Yeah. No. All right. So now we're going to go to August 12th, 1992. We're going to go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Mm.
And we're going to the Chestnut Cabaret.
Nice.
Chestnut Cabaret.
And this is a ECW show, Eastern Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
Johnny Hotbody beat Larry Winters to become the first ECW TV champion.
Okay. And Johnny Hotbody, wasn't there something about him that they did like a 2020 exclusive on the Monster Factory and he was all over it or something? I can't remember.
It might have been because on our episode with Ray Odyssey, he mentions Johnny Hotbody.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you hadn't checked out that episode yet, go check it out. Really good, Ray Odyssey.
What are you waiting on?
What are you waiting on, yo?
Yeah, what are you waiting on? So, yeah, he mentioned Johnny Hotbody. So, he was one of those Northeast guys in the 90s. So, he probably did come from the Monster Factory. And he was one of those original, ECW, Eastern Championship Wrestling guys that kind of, when they, switched over to Paulie booking into the Extreme Championship, he's kind of one of those early East Coast indie early guys that kind of fell off,
Yeah.
And like I said, he beat Larry Winters. Uh-huh. And Larry Winters was a big-time Northeast, mid-late 80s indie guy.
Okay.
The two biggest you had up there in the Northeast on the indies during the late 80s into the early 90s was Larry Winters and D.C. Drake.
Oh.
They would get magazine coverage.
Okay.
Yeah, they were actually getting Larry Winters was and that's just probably like one of the last times I remember seeing his name into the 90s in that area, because I guess I don't know if he retired or whatever, but him and DC Drake, yeah, they had legendary indie feud in the Northeast late 80s up to the early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know he ever worked for ECW, but like I said, then again, it was Eastern. It wasn't Paulie's Extreme. So
yeah.
Johnny Hotbody, first TV champion. All right, now we're going to go to August 24th, 1959. We're going to go to Washington D.C. to Griffith Stadium. The attendance. This was a WWF event show. The attendance was 11,200.
Oh.
Actually, I'm sorry. It wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm totally messed that up. It's 59. So this wasn't a WWF show. It was a Capital Wrestling show, which, later became that company. Vince Sr.'s company became the WWF, but it was still Capital Wrestling at the time.
Okay.
Okay. This was where the Washington Senators played. This was their baseball stadium.
Oh.
It held 27,550. So they put 11,200. That's good that's good for a wrestling show.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows we saw those ones last month in Toronto. Drew, what was it, like 2,500 in a big stadium? So
right.
Yeah, So that's good because they ran regularly. The regular weekly shows was held at the Capitol Arena, which was known as Turner's Arena. And then when Senior come in, he changed the name because it's Capital Wrestling named the Capitol Building. Oh, so that's where they were in their weekly shows. It only held 1,800.
Wow.
So they went from a 1,800 seat venue weekly. I'm sure they were selling it because that's where they did film that Capital Wrestling TV, which was basically the hottest thing in the late 50s and early 60s. Basically, it took over for Chicago's TV at the Dumont Network at the Marigold.
Okay.
That was like the hottest thing forever in the 50s. And then basically Capital Wrestling in Washington, D.C. took over it was like the next big TV.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they were doing that in the 1800s thing. And to draw weekly, to bump up that much, that's a crazy increase.
Yeah.
I didn't do the whole card. I just did the main event. Main event was Johnny Valentine against Killer Kowalski, and it was a 1 hour time limit draw.
Wow.
So that was.
I'm not as familiar with Killer, but I know Johnny could just tear it up. I know Killer's a legend, but I wonder how that match was.
Well, it's 59, so Kowalski was still young.
Oh yeah, okay, good point. Yeah,
probably in his 30s, early 30s, probably.
Yeah. Okay, good point. Yeah.
So this was, but yeah, Valentine was 59. Valentine was starting to come into his own as a headliner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, in the East Coast, Killer Kowalski forever was, a star. So, but yeah, it drew a monster house.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like it.
I'd like to see what the paydays were.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us out there in listener land who knows that.
Yeah. All right. So last month, we did a lot of stadium shows and stuff. And this is still summertime, so I found a lot of them too. So this next one, we're going to go to August 11th, 1979. We'll go to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Nice.
We're going to go to the Evans Collins Field.
Okay.
On this night, the All-Star Wrestling Group, the one that it split from Fuller.
Right.
So this was they were called the All-Star. They ran this. They've been running Chilhowie Park, which was where Fuller used to run before he started going to the Coliseum.
Okay.
And from all I've always read, they didn't draw good. This All-Star group never drew really good. For them to leave Chilhowie and go to this Evans Coliseum field, it was kind of it kind of shocked me. The main event, though, I looked for attendance, couldn't find one. The main event was Ronnie Garvin beat Randy Savage in an I Quit match.
Oh.
This was a football field in the 20s and 30s used for high schools, but it was two-sided. From what I can tell, it was a two-sided stadium. And something else I found about this Evans Collins Field. In 1949, there was an independent football league, and one of the teams was the Knoxville Rebels.
Okay.
There was a 1-year league, and they played their games at Evans Collins Field. So didn't know there was independent football leagues back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was kind of wild.
It is.
But so then later on, this field became a softball complex. So I don't know in 79 if it was a softball complex or if it was still the high school field. I mean, set up. I mean, it wasn't a high school field then, but if it was still set up like a football stadium. So
okay.
I don't know, but it just kind of was weird how they left Chilhowie Park and went to a bigger place when they wasn't selling out Chilhowie Park. So it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff they did was weird. Why would you leave Fuller and start up a promotion wasn't going to make it?
Right.
So
right. That is weird.
Yeah. But like I said, they did. It's, I guess when you branch off and run outlaw, you just throw stuff against the wall, see if it sticks. So,
well, it's
maybe they thought,
right?
Maybe they thought Garvin and Savage I Quit would draw more than for Chilhowie, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move over to.
And I was saying that is an example of like Dale Man. I wasn't saying that was a Dale Man show. You understand?
No, but yeah, you're right. It's one of those. That's the thing about Outlaws. I won't say 90% of them would throw stuff at the wall, see it would stick.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd start off the game plan, and it never would work, and then they would start. What's the word I'm looking for? Panicking. But this wasn't too far into the split off.
Okay.
But from what I've read, it was doomed from day one.
Yeah.
That's why they just started. That's when they started up with the decided just to kill the whole town, the whole territory with the All-Star group started the what do you call them? The challenges that the Popos were notorious for.
Okay, yeah.
They started the All-Star group started doing them first. And so I guess, like I said, from what I've read, that they weren't going to survive, so they just killed the whole territory. And then they made that famous video that it leaked out 30-something years later, the Plan B.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So, we ain't talking about the drug either.
Yeah, no, this is But yeah, I would hope most of our people know about the Plan B video, but
yeah, because I'm sure there's tons of stuff out there, podcasts about it, but man, it shocks me when you think about. I mean, I could see Roop because Bob Roop was shady. He tried to take over Shires, and then he could try. Then he was They said he was the mastermind of everybody leaving and starting up All Star. They said he was the mastermind of it. I don't know, but And I tell you something, I found something in the state archives, in the Athletic Commission archives. They filed for a license under Ron Wright's wife's name in 1978.
Oh.
So they were planning this for a while.
Oh.
It wasn't just something out of the blue. Yeah. Yeah. I found where she filed for. And my thing is, Ron Fuller didn't have a good relationship with the Athletic Commission.
Yeah.
And because I found stuff through, especially when he first started, they were always on to him about stuff and finding him and stuff. Now, so I'm thinking nobody gave him a heads up. Hey, you're fixing to get. We just got somebody applying for a promoter license for your territory. So I'm thinking he got no heads up. So. Yeah, but that said the Plan B video. Like I said, what gets me is the people that was involved. Like I said, Root was shady, but you had Bob Orton Jr. I mean, his dad. He was an NWA guy, and it was odd for him. And then Malenko, was part of it, and it's just like. Those really stuck out that being part of it really shocked me. And when they were talking about on that video of it, they were talking about they've never been into a match. I'm talking about the match wasn't real. They tried to expose everything. Just for Orton and Malenko, that just to this day it still shocks me.
Yeah. No doubt.
They stayed in the business. It wasn't like they were getting out of the business.
Right.
Because Malenko went back down to Florida and ran independence forever. And then Orton, he eventually got back into good graces and with Watts and then in Crockett's and everything. But yeah, those two, anyway, I haven't talked enough about that because there's tons of that stuff out there. All right, we're going to go to August 30th, 1993. Now, this one, only reason why I put this on here is I want to get y'all's opinion on it.
Okay.
We're going to go to Auburn Hills, Michigan, to the Palace of Auburn Hills. It's a SummerSlam. Yokozuna and Lex Luger was in the main event. Okay. Was the count out finish. Luger went over on the count out at 17 minutes, 58 seconds. And they threw a party. Confetti. Babyface come out, put him on the shoulders. It's like, why?
Because he beat the foreign menace, I guess.
But he didn't win the belt.
Right. I know. Yeah.
What do y'all think about that? What's y'all's opinion on about that whole scenario?
Okay, so I'll say my opinion real quick. I was never the biggest Luger fan, so at that time it kind of felt like, man, they're kind of trying to cram him down our throats a little bit. But I don't know. I think it was probably just his attitude on things because he just was not a friendly guy,
Well, I wouldn't say cram. They drove him down our throats with a freaking bus.
Yeah. I mean, I was a Luger fan at times. I mean, I guess he kind of gave me that Hulk Hogan vibe a little bit with, the muscles and everything like that when I was young. But they literally, I mean, all the stuff I've ever seen about him on that bus and everything, he looked so miserable. Yeah. He didn't have the Hulk Hogan personality.
Yeah.
No.
Pull that off. I mean, had you got somebody like Sting or so, Sting could have pulled that off, but not Luger. Luger did not want to be. I mean, you see him signing for kids, and he looks like he's like the most miserable person in the world.
He'd rather be anywhere but there.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, I mean, they knew it wasn't going to work because it wasn't working. They could see how the people wasn't buying it. But then, okay, I can see. Okay, do the Yoko. This is going to be his last world push until then. I think he got a main event in WrestleMania the next year, but. Okay, you're not going to you build him up and realize you can't put the belt on him. You have the match. Okay, you do the finish. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Because you don't want to put the belt on him. You don't want him to do the job because I guess they think there might be a little bit of breath in him, and you don't want to leave the main event pay-per-view with the heel going over.
Right.
But I can see doing that finish, but why the celebration?
Yeah. I mean, great question. I mean, like, I don't know if Vince was just trying to get like the biggest. Like, I think Vince obviously loved Luger's look, right? That's right up Vince's alley.
Oh yeah,
like he obviously loved that, and he had him originally, wasn't it, for the bodybuilding stuff, and then that kind of fell through. So like then it's like, hey, I'm gonna stick with this guy. I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna show Hulk Hogan that it wasn't him. It's me behind him. So I'm gonna make Lex Luger the next Hulk Hogan and just say, hey, you aren't the only one I can do this with. And it's just almost like he was maybe too stubborn to like give it up. So he had to test like every angle, and they did that celebration kind of to see how the audience reacted or something. Did I hear that once upon a time? Maybe they did some of that. That they did some of that to see how the audience reacted, and they didn't react good, and so it's kind of like a do overtime.
I mean, you'd say the people didn't really care for him. I mean, Yokozuna had the heat, and you had Cornette with him and Fuji, so you got heat. So the people, if they didn't like Luger, they still would root for him,
right?
Because it's Yokozuna. But that's something you do if you win the belt.
Yeah,
He conquered got the belt. Finally, somebody beat Yoko, and the belt was gone. He don't have the belt. I've never seen that in my entire life.
Yeah. I haven't either.
I don't know. It's hard to fully say. You're trying to get in the minds of.
Did they buy all the confetti and because that wrestler gonna put the strap on him, and then Vince like, "Oh, hey pal, we'll change of plans." Last minute is like, "Well, we bought all this confetti. We'll just do it anyway."
Yeah,
that could be it.
Confetti, but we won't give him the belt.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's the title of the episode. We give him the confetti, but not the belt.
I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
All right. So next we're going to go to August 6th, 1984. We'll go to Memphis, Tennessee, the Mid-South Coliseum. I stumbled across this thing. Now, cage match and Wrestling Data had this labeled different. Cage match had it as a $10,000 tournament. Wrestling Data had nothing, so I went to the newspaper, found the ad. The ad was for this is how the ad read: one night tag tournament winners to represent the Mid-South Cup matches in Japan. So I guess the winner was supposed to win the Mid-South Cup and go to Japan.
Okay, with the cup. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, take the cup. So I don't know if I'm sure it's right. So they needed something to pop the house. Nobody's going to Japan. Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
Anyway, so there were 10 teams. And this was really weird. The way they did this. The Rock and Roll Express lost in the first round to Phil Hickerson and the Spoiler.
Golly.
They're blister hot, man, just scalding hot. Yeah.
Seems...
So they did. Yeah. So they did the job the first round. Guess who else lost in the first round?
84.
Randy Savage and Lenny Poffo.
Jeez.
They
did lose to Lawler and Jimmy Valiant.
Oh, no, that's a little better at least.
Wouldn't you would set it up different?
Definitely, where you don't have them in the first round. Absolutely.
Because Randy was the monster heel. I mean, he was just coming in just rip roaring and crazy,
Could have been a rib on him though, like.
I guess. I mean,
it doesn't make sense to use him like that money wise though.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. All right. Now here's what we got squirrely. Now I had to do some couple hours of digging on this one. The ad that I found had Rich and Gilbert, Tommy Rich, Eddie Gilbert, the new Fabs, as a team. But when I look on the results, it was Jackie Fargo and Tommy Rich, no Eddie Gilbert. So then the came down to the finals. Jerry Lawler and Jimmy Valiant beat King Kong Bundy and Rick Rude in the final. All right. The next night in Louisville, they had the same tournament. Same matches set up and everything was same. Lawler and Valiant went over. against Bundy and Rude in the finals. But they have, in the results, there's no Fargo and Rich. They had the results. And the ad has Gilbert and Rich in the ad for Louisville, but the results have Gilbert and Rich. Now, this was during the time of the breakup, because in this turn, in the Memphis night, Fargo and Tommy Rich lost. They lost because Eddie Gilbert ran in and beat up Tommy Rich and left him laying, and Rich got one of those gushers, man. Just, oh my gosh. From he was red from the top of his head to the bottom of his boots. And so then the next night they had him back teaming, and they've already did an interview. I know it had to air in Louisville already, of them not breaking up, but Eddie just talking about them not teaming anymore and all that. Stanton really turned Gilbert heel. So I know that interview aired before in Louisville. You know, there's a week difference between, you know, Memphis and the rest of the loop. So the interview's already in Memphis, but I guess they haven't I don't know. It's just weird how, I guess that, you know, that TV being a week behind. But like I said, they've already showed the interview. So I'm just wondering if Fargo didn't want to go to Louisville, so they had to make Eddie go. And
that's a good question.
The match. So that's the whole thing of remember we talked about, I think a few months ago, about how it's hard to be a booker in these towns where there were different TVs, a week loop, you know, loops were different, and how to keep them all that. So I'm thinking this must have been one of those things where they were behind. But the whole thing, like I said, the whole thing that sticks out on me is that the interview of Eddie Gilbert of saying they're not going to team no more I had already played in Louisville. Okay. Him saying he would be in a match with Tommy Rich would be if he was against him. So I don't know. That was kind of confusing, but yeah, man, go check it out. That's on it's on YouTube, man. You can see Tommy, man. He is, oh man, and it went on forever, and finally Tojo made the save, come out with the stick, made the save. But dude, man, it was. I don't see how Rich. I don't know how he did it. I guess cocaine and beer made it flow. Because man, he was a tourist rat. But anyway,
wildfire made it flow, brother. Come on, man.
Wildfire in my blood, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, okay, like I said, they did this in Memphis and Louisville, right? So I figured, well, they took it around the whole loop. The next night in Evansville, they didn't do it. That Saturday in Nashville, they didn't do it. And Lexington, they didn't do it. So,
gotcha. I'm out of blood.
I guess they didn't do the tournament. So yeah, it's kind of odd that they only did it. They did it in 2 towns and they did the whole loop. So that stuck out a little bit too on that one.
It is. Maybe they didn't think it did well the second. I don't know. That's weird.
Maybe they got themselves confused on what TV was shown in what town. And, and just all that. So that's what I'm thinking. All right. So now we're going to go to August 4th, 1994. We're going to go to Shelbyville, Tennessee, the Statham Cab Building. And this is just the flyer. I don't have the results on this one. All right, so the first match, we got the Crisco Kid versus Lonnie Lane. Yeah, and I don't know why this boy called himself the Crisco Kid. All I know was he was from Estill Springs, Tennessee. He worked a little bit in the early 90s and disappeared. But yeah, of all the names to add with the kid, he had the Crisco. I don't.
The Crisco Kid.
He was skinny, about 130 pounds. Yeah.
I ain't had Crisco ever, has he?
He definitely wasn't patting up. He used some olive oil to some Crisco, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. But so we go to the second match. You got the Backwood Brawlers, Rex and Mark. Mark Dunn, we just lost a couple months ago. He was a good guy, man. Miss him a lot.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. They took on Gypsy Joe and the Great Mephisto. Now, the Great Mephisto was Cool Breeze in this one. I remember it was Cool Breeze. All right, so then we go to the third match. It's a hair versus mask.
Oh.
We have Glenn Mullins, the promoter,
Mm-hmm.
versus Hiro Yoritoma with Marcus Woodrow III.
Nice.
Okay, but on the flyer, it doesn't say Hiro Yoritoma. It just says Hiro because I don't think they could spell the rest of it. They just put Hiro. Okay, I'm sure you've probably heard me talk about Glenn Mullins before, right?
Oh yeah. Wolfie too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know who Hiro was?
The name? No. Who is it?
Hiro Yoritoma. Yours truly.
Oh, dude, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. So in '94, I was like, I want to do a little something different. So, and this is what's crazy. And this is a long story, and I'm getting way off topic with stuff today. So I got me a mask. I went and got me some Century Martial Arts black pants, black boots, kick pads. I didn't spend no more money. I didn't spend no money. So I was like, I'm just wearing. I had a purple butcher, like it's dark purple. So I had to get me a mask. I was like, and I knew, Tommy Hickey made masks. I was like, hey, Tommy, I need a mask. He's like, well, I got one already made up. I said, no, I asked him, can you make me a mask with a Japanese flag on the side? He said, it might take a while. And I was like, dang it. He said, well, I got one made up if you want it. I was like, all right, what is it? He said, well, I made it for Shanghai Pierce, and he didn't like the way it fit, so he sent it back to me. And it's got a big Texas symbol on the side. You have to take that off. I was like, all right, that should be okay. So I bought the mask, I think, like for $5 off from him. So I took the Shanghai Pierce mask, got me a seam ripper, and took the Texas emblem off, said Texas, and I don't know where I must have went to Oriental thing
Trading company or whatever.
The thing was in Edgar Hall Mall in Nashville.
Oh yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
they had all the kendo sticks and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So I went in there and they had a patch. The white was the red circle. I was like, oh, that's perfect. So I took the patch. I went up to this place in Mount Juliet, the sew stuff. I got them to sew the patch on and everything. And I was like, and remember saying how Pierce, the bottom of his mask was out, remember? The whole bottom of it. So like with the nose, and he had the little bar across like the mustache part. I was like, gosh, I got to cover up somehow. I said, well, I know what, I'm going to cover up the eyes. So I was like, I got to figure out. So I went to Hancock's, kept trying to find stuff. Like the Japanese mask and the Mexican mask, they had a lot, some of them had that stuff over the eyes, like the mesh kind of looking stuff.
Yeah, I remember. So
I couldn't find the silver mesh. So I found some black mesh. So I bought some. And I was like, I don't know how to sew this on. So I got some fabric glue. And fabric glue on the eyes. Now, the first week I used it, I sweated the glue off and the eyes fell out. Yeah. So I got home that next week. I had to take the mat and I had to hand sew the mesh back in there. And that was a pain because you had to go through the leather outline of the eye holes. So that was a pain in the butt. So I got that in there. So, and everybody knew it was me, they could tell it was me. So, and Glenn Mullins hated me. I don't know why. He always hated me. I never understood it. He's fired me so many times for no reason. One time it was because I was too fat.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other times I don't know, but so Gypsy Joe was the booker. He's like, everybody knows you. I can't do a Joe voice, but everybody knows you take the mask off. I was like, all right, I had no problem with that. Okay, well that's fine. Everybody knows it's me. I had a like a little 2-month run with the gimmick. And we can do something with it, take it off, and we can do something with it, that was being me and all this, some kind of angle. Guess who gets in Joe's ear to be the person to take the hood off? The promoter who hasn't wrestled in over 2 years.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. And so it was like a street fight. So we went out there, and I had this big piece of board, dude, and I blistered him across the back hard as I could, at least 3 or 4 times. I was pissed, dude. I was so mad. You know, I wasn't mad because I had to take the mask off, but it was him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Was he trying to? I don't know. He was like, I don't know. It's like, dude, deal with somebody else.
Yeah.
Why you?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, I've tried to do good business through the years, but when it's something like that, because somebody's ego,
Yeah.
you know, and like I said, he's fired me so many times. He don't like me, never liked me for some reason. I don't know what it was, you know, but I guess he figured, oh, he's going to lose me. I'm going to take his money, you know, like it's a work, dude, but good gosh, come on.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing, but yeah, I know I probably bored people with that, but
no, that's good info.
Mullins was, I don't like to talk bad about people, but you know, he was two-faced too. I'm sorry. I'm not ragging on people, and I usually don't. But he was two-faced. I'm sure Wolfie told you about him.
I've heard some stories. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, he's fired me so many times. And when back in 07, when me and JP was tag teaming, we were down there. We were Devin Domain had Shelbyville, Columbia, and Petersburg, kind of a little loop kind of like thing. He had all three. He had 3 different bookers in each town. So we were down there, Top Hill Tag Team. Devin comes in with Glenn one night. Guys, I've sold Shelbyville back to Glenn. I looked at JP. I said, well, I'm done. JP said, what? He said, no, you're not done. I said, wait and see. Next week was my last week. JP got to stay out, and Glenn fired me.
Man.
I told JP, I said, and he's like, I told you. He's like, oh, you wasn't lying. I said, no, dude hates me for some reason. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, so we went way off. All right, so we'll go back to the 4th match. It's a tag team title match. The TNT Express, Blackie West and Jason Vaughn, they worked Yukon Jack and Bobby Lowe.
Okay.
Some people know Yukon Jack was, he is still the promoter of Tullahoma, Tennessee. They've been running for 20 million years.
Yeah.
Now, Blackie West, I don't know if I've brought his name up before. He worked 80s, late 80s, 90s, and 2000s, Tennessee, you know, independence. This is a shoot. He won the lottery, Tennessee lottery. And guess what happened? Not even 2 weeks later, he's Burt Prentice's right-hand man.
Oh, of course.
And on TV on his TV going over as Lucky West. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, so Blackie was a good dude, man. Me and Blackie we rode together a lot.
Yeah.
Different times. Now this Jason Vaughn kid, he was local kid, just turned 18. He's from Shelbyville. Okay, usually the summer in Shelbyville dropped because it's so hot.
Yeah.
And toward the end of summer, they had the big thing in Shelbyville for like 2 weeks was the horse show.
Okay.
But this summer, dude, they were drawing 250 because this Blackie West and Jason Vaughn tag team.
Wow.
It was crazy how over that they got this kid and Blackie had always been a heel.
Yeah.
And he did that whole thing of taking him under his wing and all that. Dude, it got over like crazy.
Huh.
And I mean, and it was summertime. They never drew because it was so hot in that building. They were drawing like crazy. But yeah, so the main event was a all-state heavyweight title match. Ben Mullins against Gypsy Joe. Now, it don't say who the champion is. I'm thinking it's probably Ben Mullins. Probably was the champion at the time.
Okay. Makes sense.
Ben and Glenn were twins.
Oh.
Yeah. Ben was the one that got the talent. Glenn didn't. So
gotcha. Okay.
And Ben was straight up. He wasn't two-faced. He was I never had a problem with Ben. I worked Ben probably 100 times.
Okay.
Never had a problem, never a bad word with Ben. was always Glenn. So, but that was Shelby Dale, and I went 25 years off the beaten path on that one. But I'll give some backstories on.
That's all right.
We'll be right back with more Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
Are you a pro wrestling fan? Well, stop by Captain's Corner, where you can get autographed photos, cards, magazines, and figures from all of your favorite wrestling superstars of the past, present, and future. You'll also be able to participate in live signings in the weeks and months to come. Make sure to stop by Captain's Corner on Facebook and give us a holler. Remember, cheers to the working man.
Hey, my name is Tammy Reynolds. I am the wife of Forsaken Rick Reynolds, that super cool guy that everybody knows and loves. And I represent West Side Sauces. I make sauces, I bottle them, I seal them, I sell them. I have a hot honey sauce, I have a sweet sauce, I have a hot sauce, I have a white sauce that's so yummy you can use it on everything. They are absolutely amazing, and I'm so proud of them. We make them from scratch. So go on our website, westsidesauces.com, check out our products, read about our story, and go online and order you some of these yummy sauces. And Rick actually uses all of the sauces because he is a die-hard smoker and griller. And so he likes really good sauces and rubs, and I make them. So how convenient is that for him? Go on our website, westsidesauces.com, order you some samples, and I think you'll thoroughly enjoy them. Thank you, guys. Be blessed.
All right, so now we're going to go to August 9th, 1997. Going to go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to the ECW Arena. On this night, they had a card, and the card, they, like I said, they, you know, in the 90s, they started naming shows, especially ECW. They really did it. And this show was called Born to be Wired. And the main event was Sabu versus Terry Funk.
Oh, man.
For the ECW world title, barbwire no ropes match. Man, I remember when that happened. I think I got a bootleg copy of it. And I really didn't remember. I just remember it was gruesome. So I went on YouTube to try to find rewatch it. And I don't remember. You can find it, but I can't find the whole match.
Yeah. I've seen clips of it before.
The whole match when they showed it on TV, it was clipped up. They didn't show the whole match, but it's still like 10 minutes, or they still show like 15, 20 minutes of it. They just, like that's like most stuff on ECW TV. They would show a main event match, but they just basically would show the hype. They'd get 20 minutes of a 30-minute match. They just clip up and put the highlights of it in there. But this, I couldn't even find just the ECW TV version. I found I'd watched like two different versions because they would end. Mm-hmm. So I found one. I watched it up to like 10 minutes, and it cut off. And then I went and finally found the rest of it. Man, I watched it again. That was brutal, dude.
Yeah.
That was just, oh my gosh.
And Terry Funk wasn't no spring chicken either at that time. No,
he was in his 40s. And, he was doing that crazy. He started doing that crazy stuff, and like 93, 94 with the IWA and the Wings and that's in the FMW stuff. He started that crazy stuff. But normal people in America hadn't seen it. I mean, tape trader.
Most average wrestling fans hadn't seen that.
Yeah. So when he came to ECW, he started doing some crazy stuff in ECW. But, dude, and this is where the Sabu ripped his arm open. They said,
yeah.
Muscle was hanging out. And you could see Alfonso runs the back and brings tape. He starts taping it up, and Funk's trying to give him time. He's staggering around selling. He started taping it. So finally, Funk has to go over and grab him. Mm-hmm. Because he'd been there. He keeps taping it up, and Funk goes there and does like a rude awakening on him or something. And when he goes down, so Sabu's going down, falling down with the movie. He's still taping his arm while he's falling. And he's laying there selling, right? So he's selling the move, and tape is still taping up his arm. But yeah, it's like, I mean, that Sabu was so crazy. His freaking arms sliced open, meat's hanging out. Anybody else would tell him take it home. He says, go home. He says, go get me some tape. I mean, talk about all in, you know?
Yeah.
And from what I've read, the finish they had wasn't the finish. Because they got so tangled up in that barbed wire, they couldn't get apart. They couldn't to do the finish. And from what I've read, different sources, it says that Funk just told him, said, pin me, lay on top of me. And he like laid on top of best he could. And that was because he only had the belt for like a week. It was like 10 days later, they put the belt on Douglas. I don't know if it was a pay-per-view or not at the one, but some say that wasn't the finish. Sabu wasn't supposed to get the belt. It's going to be Funk and Shane Douglas a couple weeks later. And they was going to put the belt on Douglas, but it was going to be Funk dropping it, not Sabu. Man, and if you watch it, man, go back and watch it. Dude, that they were tangled up bad. I mean, I don't see nobody. Did they not
gimmick the barbed wire?
No. Golly. They had so much of it. The ropes. Now the ropes might have been to an extent, but then again, Sabu tore his arm open on the ropes. You know, of the ring rope, barbed wire ring ropes. I mean, it was so those might have been, but it still though. So when he jumped in that corner and just hit all barbed wire, that's when his arm got ripped open. So I'm thinking, I don't know if any of it was gimmicked. I know all of it couldn't have been gimmicked, but it seemed like you at least tried what it did to.
I thought they gimmicked most of it, and then they would leave like certain sections. But golly, some of the barbed wire matches I've seen before, but dang,
I don't. You know, the ones you saw in the '80s in Memphis, they only hit it one time, basically. You know, and nothing like they did, you know, in the '90s. So, and it was gimmicked, and you know, so I don't know, man. It could have been. Well, obviously, all of it wasn't gimmicked. So, I mean, there might have been places where it was. I don't know, but. He tore his daggum arm out. He wrapped himself up and wrapped his body up. He went up in the ring, got a big glob of it, wrapped it around his body, and dumped out onto Funk. And what's funny, if you watch the video, when Sabu jumps on him on the floor and he hits him, they're laying there. Funk, you can see him moving his arm up, grabbing the barbed wire to put on top of to pull on him. More of it. I thought, dude, you're already wrapped. You got it all over your body. You don't need any more. I mean, when that whole gimmick, when he went to ECW, the whole gimmick of middle-aged and crazy, that was a freaking shoot, man.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, you could see him try to grab more. Like, both of you are completely covered up. But yeah, and then like I said, they say that a lot of people said that wasn't the finish. You know, Sabu wasn't supposed to win the belt. And they had to cut him. They came out there and legit had to cut him out. You couldn't pull. There was so much on them. And Shane Douglas talks about it. I saw an interview. He talked about where it was like wrapped around sticking in their necks. And like, you know, what's the artery that runs through your neck?
Carotid. Yeah.
And Douglas said,
or aorta or whatever. Yeah.
He said Sabu's was like a half an inch from it sticking in his neck. I remember watching it back in the day, and I don't remember it being that bad. You know, but man, I rewatched it, and it was just, oh man, that was bad. And what's crazy, you know, Funk was a babyface, you know, because he just won the belt, and he did that whole, you know, build up and everything, that first pay-per-view. So he was the babyface. So the finish, well, they were chanting Sabu all through the thing. Funk was actually getting some boos. The finish, they booed on. I don't know if it was because the finish, just because it was, you know, it was, you know, they booed. So I guess I don't know if they were booing that or because Sabu won or just the way that the finish happened. And they booing, and it wasn't 30 seconds later, the whole place started saying Sabu. So, So I guess they poo-pooed on it first, and then they thought about like, oh, I guess when they saw them having to really cut them out, they were thinking, oh crap,
this is real.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, have y'all watched any of that?
I've seen clips.
Yeah, I've seen clips. Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen. I think I've seen the whole match. I'm pretty sure. I know I've seen the spot where he's taping him up, and it's just wild.
I mean, the finish. You've all seen the finish, right?
I'm positive I have, but it's just in my brain somewhere else right now. But I'm positive I've seen that. Yeah.
I mean, they were mangled, dude. Like I said, I rewatched it, man. I was just like, I just didn't remember it being that bad.
Yeah.
But
man.
Yeah.
Lucky somebody didn't die, you know.
They are. That's what Shane Douglas said on the interview. He said it was like an inch away, sticking in his neck, and it's like, one slight turn, man. It could have been worse than just ripping your muscle out. Man. All right, so now we're definitely getting away from the violence on this next one. We're going to go to August the 8th, 1972, we're going to go to Memphis, Tennessee, to the Mid-South Coliseum. This is kind of a two-parter. Because on that night, we had a 2 out of 3 falls, no DQ, hair versus hair match.
Always Jackie
Fargo put up his hair against Al Green. And if Al Green lost, he had his hair up. And also his hair, but him and Don Green and their manager, Sir Clemens, had to leave town. So if Green lost, he would have to get his head shaved and pack up their bags and leave the territory. Okay. This drew, I didn't put the attendance on it. It was a sellout. They said it was a sellout. Okay. Like 11,000 something and standing room only. So there's probably over 12,000 people in the Coliseum. The first fall went to Fargo. Second fall went to Al Green. Third fall, y'all have heard this before. Third fall went to Al Green, and Jackie Fargo had his head shaved in the Mid-South Coliseum.
Wow.
The people were stunned.
I'd say.
And there was so much heat, they knew ahead of time. And I think that, wasn't this talked about on the Chase D's episode? Didn't he talk about where his dad was the referee?
Yes.
So, go back and check out the Chase D episode.
Great show. That was a good one.
Because his dad was Bobby D. He refereed more in the eastern side of the Gillis territory. But they didn't want the heat on their regular referee, so they brought him in to be the referee.
Okay.
Because Jackie Fargo was the biggest thing in Memphis.
Yeah.
Okay. He loses his hair. The heat's going to be on Al, Don, Green, Sir Clemens, and the referee. So you don't want your regular referee having that kind of heat.
Right.
So they brought in Bobby D to be the referee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know about the reason. Arvo Hulto told me the reason why they brought in Bobby D.
Oh,
Arvo Hulto, great guy.
Love him.
The heat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, the heat. They knew the heat was going to be so bad that they didn't want it on the heat. They wanted the heat on the Greens and Sir Clemens. They didn't want to referee on their main head referee. So
yeah.
So yeah, it's out there. I actually had it back in the old tape trading days in the early 90s on those Gillis House Show tapes that were floating around. So it's out there somewhere on YouTube, I'm sure. The people were just kind of, at first they were just like, they couldn't believe what they saw, and he got his head shaved. And then he didn't come. So Jackie stayed off. He might have did TV, but he didn't do the Coliseum shows. So they brought it back in August 21st, back to Memphis, Mid-South Coliseum. And this was a steel cage, no time limit, no DQ, I quit match. And Jackie Fargo beat Al Green in this. And it looks like this was the blow-off because this was their last singles match they had in Memphis. Now, they still had some single matches around the western end of the territory, but for the main town, it just looks like this was the blow-off.
Okay.
I mean, I guess, in a steel cage I quit, it kind of is the blow off usually.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that was one of the things that just you never thought you would ever see at that time period with Jackie Farger losing his hair. So
yeah, no kidding, man.
that's part of his gimmick.
Yeah, beautiful head of hair, man.
Yeah. All right, this next one is another. I probably should have put it on here because it's taking time away from actually good stuff, but I had to do this so because I want to get y'all's opinion on it.
Okay.
All right, so August 6, 1995, we had in Daytona Beach, Florida, at the Ocean Center, WCW ran Clash of Champions 31.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And what this show is known for the most, and some say it was the worst segment ever in WCW. I tried to go back and rewatch this, and I had turned it off. It was so bad. Hulk Hogan enters the Dungeon of Doom.
Yes.
What is this place? What is this place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been here before.
I turned it, man. It was
the water's burning me.
Yeah, the water, yeah. And when he come out that door and he went over to the water, he did all that, was you saying, what's this place? And then he did the water and he turned around, took like 2 steps, and there's what did they call the guy, the head guy, the big old time.
Oh my gosh, come on.
The father, I knew he called him the father.
Yeah.
But he was like 2 steps and turned around, and was like, who are you? I'm like, you couldn't have seen that when he first walked through the door, when you stumbled through the thing.
There are no Hulkamaniacs here.
Yeah.
And when he started talking to, I can't believe I forgot the dude's name.
King Curtis Iakea.
Yeah, King Curtis. There you go, King Curtis.
Yeah.
One of the worst foreheads.
Yo, Abdullah.
Man. Yeah. Him and Abby are twins on the forehead. But anyway, when he started talking to him, I had to turn it off. It was so bad. It's worse now than it was then. I remember watching it then. I was like, oh, this is cheesy, but man. And for Hogan to agree to that just, I can't even say that don't work.
It works for me, brother.
Exactly. Yeah. Why didn't he use his famous line?
Yeah.
Because that didn't work for anybody.
Yeah.
I liked the Dungeon of Doom because it was cheesy and everything, but not when they were with Hogan. That whole thing with Hogan was, you know what I'm saying? But when they were doing the regular Dungeon, it was cheesy. Now, it was okay because it was just, it was cheesy and it wasn't meant to be serious. But then when you put your top guy in there's like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, seriously. And I remember what didn't the Giant rip the chain off his neck again? Like,
yes, actually I didn't stop. I did watch just a little bit more. It was Giant was like in stone in the wall.
Yeah, busted out.
And he breaks out and grabs Hogan and rips did the Andre gimmick of ripping the chain off. And, I think that's where I stopped, where he gripped chain and started choking him. I think that's where I stopped.
Okay. And
I don't know how. And somehow I didn't like they all come in, jump him, and I think did Vader make the save?
Yes, I think you're right.
But Vader was a heel.
Yeah, or something.
I don't know, but
I can't remember.
I remember it, and like I said, I didn't watch it all this time because it was so bad. It had to be the worst segment, I think.
The worst, but the best. It's like the worst. But
I love goofy, stupid stuff.
Yeah,
I love the ha in wrestling.
Yeah,
this I couldn't stomach it, man.
It's tough, man.
It was beyond. It's so bad, it's good. It was beyond that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I thought you had to throw that in there because that was just ugh.
Yeah.
All right, so this next one's a doozy. We're going to go to August 12, 1972. We're going to Cleveland, Ohio, to Cleveland Municipal Stadium, which that's the old where the Indians and the Browns played. That big old monstrous mistake called Mistake on the Lake. Big old place.
Mistake on the Lake. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they called it. Yeah. this was the NWF held the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Of course.
Can't get away with that nowadays.
No.
And it was crazy because in the 70s, Nick Gillis used to put that on his flyers. When he'd go into a spot show, Super Bowl wrestling. Nick Gillis, yeah. So anyway, this was the NWF promotion. This had 16 matches on it.
Oh man.
Okay. Now I actually went and found the advertisement. The advertisement had the main event on it.
Okay.
But the advertisement, the ad said it just had the main event, which was Johnny Powers and Johnny Valentine was the main event. But on the ad, the rest of the ad, it said $47,004 seats available.
47. What a description.
Yeah, and then it said general admission, and it said, then we have $6, $10, and for $20, the VIP gold section seats. And then it said below that, 3.5 hours of wrestling spectacular. Plus 48 other stars.
Holy cow. Just in case we didn't get you with the other stuff. Now we got you with this.
And I bet money on it went over 3.5 hours.
You had to know, yeah.
Okay, so I had to just break this down. And I found it on Cage Match and Wrestling Data. They kind of pretty much had it the same. But this is all right, there's some of the matches. They had a tag tournament was part of these matches. They had a midget tag tournament part of these matches. A women's tag tournament part of these matches. Then they just had a regular NWF World Tag match, an NWA women's match, a brass knuckles match, and then the main event was the NWF North American Heavyweight Title match.
Okay.
Why the tournaments? I've never seen that in my entire life.
Yeah.
I've seen, you've seen the men's tag. You've seen women's tournaments. I've never seen a midget tag tournament before.
I've never either.
They were hitting. I mean, okay, you have a couple women matches, you have a couple midget matches, but a tournament, I've never. They were just trying. They were throwing. Talking about throwing stuff at the wall.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't even know if the Micro Federation does a turn. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Just can you imagine? Like I said, it had to go over 3.5 hours. It was definitely at least 4. The people were burnt out around hour 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
because these tournaments were like 4 teams, so you're seeing 4 guys 2 different times on every one of these tournaments. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing the same. It ain't like you're seeing new people every match. You're getting repeats.
Yeah.
So they had to be, because they were burnt. So here, the tag tournament winners was Tony Marino and Tony Parisi. The midget tag team tournament winners was Little Brutus and Sky Lolo.
Okay. Yeah.
The women's tag tournament winner was Lily Thomas and Susan Green. In the brass knuckles match, Bill the Butcher beat Ernie Ladd by DQ. I didn't think they had DQs in that brass knuckles.
Yeah, that's a little odd. Yeah.
I guess they didn't want Abby or Ernie to do the job, I guess. I don't know. In the NWA women's match, Moolah beat Vicky Williams. Of course, that was going to happen. The NWF World Tag match, Chief Whiteout and Wahoo McDaniel beat the Fargo brothers, who were the champions, by DQ. And then in the NWF, I keep messing that name up, North American title match, Johnny Powers beat Johnny Valentine. I'm sorry, but I looked fine with this Drew. I couldn't find anywhere, but 47,000 general admission ticket. I don't think I had to worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that place holds like 70,000. I mean, it was a big old building. So, but yeah, when I saw that $47,000 $4 general admission, I was like, that's your selling point.
Yeah.
It ain't like, hey, $4 general admission seats. You ain't got to worry. We got 47,000. So you ain't got to worry about.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it seemed to me like limited for. Yeah, I would have limited $4 general admission seats. So go buy them. You know.
Right. Right.
Not no. Hey, we got 47,000. So you ain't got to worry about. You know.
Y'all are good. I promise. Just come on down.
Yeah. So, yeah. When I saw that, man, it just
sounds like desperation, doesn't it? Like.
Yeah, and like I said, throwing all that. That's just overload. I mean, I know hot shotting, but that's not even hot shotting, man. That's just, I don't like to talk bad about people. I don't know who the booker was. They had to be high.
They got some of that stuff from Daddy.
I mean, you think about it. A midget tag, not just a midget tournament, a midget tag tournament.
Oh, man.
How you can think of that, man?
Them boys were worn out. You know they were.
It's crazy, man. I mean, you have one midget mad at your card.
Yeah.
It's all the same gimmick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's the whole, do the gimmick, the spots with the ref, and it's all the same. The matches. So how are you going to, them people, oh my gosh. I feel sorry for those people. I feel sorry for the people who paid $20 for the Gold Circle VIP seats, because $20 and 70, what was that? 70 what?
Yeah.
72. That's a lot of $20 is a lot of money, 72.
Yeah. Probably, I don't know what that is now, but probably 35 or something at least, So maybe more.
No, it's more than that. 72?
Yeah, probably
$20
is.
was probably $75 to $100 probably.
That's a good point. At least for what that would be now. You're exactly right.
Yeah. For now, compared to now.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Because that's 54 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we're going to go. This is one of my favorites right here. I'm sure it's you and Jarrett's too. We're going to go to August 5th, 1994. We're going to go to Knoxville, Tennessee, the Civic Auditorium. Smoky Mountain Night of the Legends.
Oh, yes.
Attendance was 5,000 people.
Oh, yeah.
Did y'all go to that?
No, didn't go to that.
I actually went to it.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yep. I think, have I talked about this before?
You talked about the Cookville. I know that, but I don't think you have.
Okay. Well, it's kind of on the same lines of the Cookville story.
Okay.
Tracy Smothers was working in Shelbyville, and he's like, hey, guys, next week, we got a big show up at the Coliseum. Y'all want to come? He said, I'll put you on the list. And it was me, photographer Steve Bryant, and manager Marcus Woodrow. So we're like, yeah, put us on the list. So it was a Friday night. I was like, okay, I'm off on Fridays. So everybody was like, okay, we're going to meet up at, I met Steve Bryant. It's the Shoney's in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I want to say at 2:00.
Okay.
I think it's
he
2
was
o'clock.
He was just hanging out in Randall Fanning's attic.
Yeah. He stepped out of the attic, met me in Murfreesboro. So I left my truck there. We got Steve's van. We drove. The plan was to drive to Monterey, Tennessee, which is on the way to Knoxville. We stop, drop off Steve's van, and we ride the rest of the way with Marcus. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get on 40. We get on the other side of Cookville, Tennessee, going up the mountain there, the ridge. Dead, still traffic. One lane construction. Marcus didn't tell us about this. He didn't tell us, hey, I might want to leave early because there's construction on 40. We sat there for over 2 hours.
Oh, dude.
So we finally make it to Monterey. Where we got stuck, we're only 10 minutes from Monterey. It took us over 2 hours.
Good Lord.
So we get to Monterey, Tennessee. We pull over. We call Marcus on a payphone, call his house. His wife said, oh, he's done left. I was like, huh? She said, he done left about an hour ago. And I was like, oh, Steve, I said, what are we going to do? I said, let's go back home. So he's like, man, we'd come this far. I said, Knoxville's only an hour and a half to go.
Yeah.
I said, well, I guess you got a point. I said, do you don't mind driving? He said, no, let's go. So we drove. I said, we'll find Marcus when we get there. And this is before cell phones.
Yeah.
You know? So it'd been different with cell phones. So we could have called him when we were sitting in 2-hour traffic, but we couldn't move. So, yeah. Man. So we head on up to Knoxville. We get there, we park. And so Steve's like, look at maybe Marcus sitting out front for us. And so we go up to the box office. Yeah, we got some tickets. Must be on the list for Tracy's mother. She's like, what's your names? And we tell her, and she's like, yeah, I've already got these. Like, she's like, no. I said, yeah, somebody, the Marcus guy picked them up. He got all 3 tickets.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, he didn't take his. He took all 3.
Oh, my gosh.
So Steve was like, he goes, man, he said, you know what? I talked to Apter last week. He said he didn't know he was going. He said if he didn't, he was going to leave my name under the list to go in to take pictures for him because he didn't know if he was going to be able to be there or see anybody. So Steve's like, looks as if Steve Bryan is under Bill Apter. Nope. Son of a buck. And we're like, so how much is tickets? And I was like, well, general admissions. I was like, Jim was like, dude, we'll have to freaking pay to get in here. If I would have never went to pay. Right. I would not pay to go to a show. Right. No matter if it is a big time. Anyway, so we probably made some general admission tickets, 10 general admission tickets. So we go in. It's a tons of people, tons. So we're sitting up. We go up in the general admission. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden, we're just looking down. We see Killer Kyle standing by the dressing room door. Not where they had a stage, but they had on the other end, there was like a door. Killer Kyle standing there. We're looking at Killer Kyle. He walks out. So we look, next person comes out of the dressing room door, standing there is Marcus.
He got booked.
So we're like, what the crap? So we're waving away. Finally, he sees us after about 5 minutes just waving. We're sitting up waving like crazy, yelling. He finally sees us and he waves. So we go down to the floor. He comes out. He's like, hey, it's like, what happened to y'all guys? I said, dude, we were in traffic. Why didn't you tell us there was construction? Oh, I forgot about that. He said, I didn't think y'all was, I was like, you couldn't wait. He said, I didn't think you was coming 2 hours. I was like, why didn't you leave the tickets? He's like, well, I just grabbed off there. I didn't think y'all were coming. So he's like, here's the tickets. And we're like, well, Steve's like, hey, these got to be good seats. I can get better pictures. Yeah. Nope. Back row on the floor. 20 rows back. And Mark's like, and it's like, well, what are you doing? So I'm sitting in here, sitting beside Ricky Morton with the headset on. Huh? Yeah, Ricky said, come on in here. And Tracy said, hey, you want to come back here? And I come back here, and Ricky said, hey, come over here, Marcus, because Ricky was coming to Shelbyville too. Yeah. Man. So we're like, okay, well, maybe we can. So we're like, all right. So we get in these seats. Like I said, they're the back row seats. Like, man, I can't take any pictures. There's no way. Yeah. So we sit there. We can't see nothing. You're on the floor, 20 rows back. You can't see nothing. People are standing up. So we sit there and I was like, do you want to go back up to the top of it? I was like, man, I don't feel like walking back up there. So we sat there while then intermission came. I was like, let's go. So I was like, let's go see Tracy. So we went up back up the top level to the concourse where they had the gimmick tables. I was like, well, maybe Tracy would tell us to come on back to the back. No, Tracy didn't. Oh, man. Because the show already started and, Yeah. So I understood the time. I was like, man. And I was like, well, I understood, Yeah. So, I mean, it would be frustrating, though. You'd be like, come on, man. Yeah. Yeah. So we talked to Tracy for a while and then it starts back. So we go back down. I said, we can't see nothing. And so I was staying up in the chair watching. It's the Thrill Seekers against, was it the Heavenly Bodies? Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sitting up in the chair because, like I said, we're in the back row. We can't see nothing. Heavenly Bodies are out there, waiting for the Thrill Seekers. Music hits. Nothing. All of a sudden, somebody bumps my chair and I almost fall on my chair. I look back. There goes Chris Jericho and Lance Storm running from the back to attack them. They hit me and not me on my chair because I was on the back row at the end. Yeah. I'm like, what the crap? So I was like, well, I got to see him up close and personal, I guess. Yeah. So and then like a couple minutes later, saw poor old Jim White drunk as a skunk just wandering around. That was sad.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew who he was, and he was drunk, and I wanted to say something to him, but I just like, because I felt, I felt bad for him,
Yeah, it's understandable.
So I kind of felt bad for him, but anyway, so the show was over, we leave, and I told Steve, I said, man, we ain't gonna get home till we can't go back sit in that traffic,
Mm-hmm.
So I said, man, just go down to 75, go to Chattanooga, and come back up 24. So what should have been a Murfreesboro, well, Knoxville back to Murfreesboro should have been basically 2 hours. It was another about 4-hour drive out of the way to get back home.
Man.
Well, I got back to Shoney's in Murfreesboro. I want to say it's like 5:36, and they were opening up the breakfast bar. I was like, should I go there and give me some breakfast?
I would have.
I should have, because I was like, no, I got to get home. So I was living in Mountain Juliet at the time, out in Gladeville.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to get home. But yeah. So, and then it was crazy. I woke up 4 hours later and went and bought a new car.
No.
I don't know why. Yeah. That's how I remember this stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it was that was just crazy night.
Yeah.
And when another thing, I don't think anybody saw, but during the intermission, they started throwing out T-shirts. They're up in the ring throwing out T-shirts to the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know if you can see on the tape. I can't remember, but they had lights. They had the house lights, and then they had like big stand-up portable lights around the ring on each side.
Okay.
So they're throwing out these shirts, and the fans are going crazy, and they knocked over one of the freaking lights.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So like a couple weeks later, Ricky was in Shelbyville, and we was talking about the show, and it's like, I said, what about them lights? He said, I know. We were sitting there watching them in the back, and Cornette's like, he says, good, they tore my lights. They knocked down the. He said, Cornette was having a conniption fit. He's had to pay for the broken portable lights they rented. Yeah, so that was my night of the Legends. Yeah, so that was what a day, man.
Seriously, that's wild.
And it was some good wrestling. Watched some good stuff. That was a really good show. Well, a little bit I could see from 20 years back there. But
it was when this rock and roll worked Brian Lee and Candido too, right?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. And go back to that Thrill Seekers. Remember, Jericho broke his arm.
Yeah, right.
Before the match, but earlier that afternoon.
Oh, so that's the one that he talks about in his book.
Yeah, he broke his arm. Went and they cashed him up, went back, had the match, and hit a gusher. Oh my gosh. He bled like a stuffed pig.
Mm.
Yeah, that was that night. Yeah, it was good. Like I said, I wish we would have stayed up in the balcony because we could have saw better.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole experience is it's one of them stories, man. I got a story.
That's a
Nobody
legendary
got a story like that about Night of the Legends.
No, they don't.
Me and Steve Ryan we had a story about that.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
All right. So we'll go to August 31st, 1981. Go to Memphis, Tennessee, Mid-South Coliseum. The main event is a loser leave town. Bill Dundee and Jerry Lawler beat the Dream Machine and Jimmy Hart.
Oh.
Guess what?
What?
Nobody left town.
Of course not.
I looked and found the TV for the next week on TV.
Yeah.
They were at and Troy Graham next week was booked. I don't Jimmy Hart wasn't booked, but I mean, he didn't wrestle, but he was on the TV, so he was still there. So nobody left town.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Memphis was jacking that up even back in 81.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
This just ruined the whole thing.
Yeah. So this next one is a 20-parter, and this is crazy. And we actually started this end of last month. We're going to go to August 1st, 1977, Memphis, Tennessee, Mid-South Coliseum. Remember Bill Dundee beat Jerry Lawler for the Cadillac?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we come back. Still, that's the big feud in Memphis. So on this night, Let's say it's August 1st. The match is Southern Heavyweight title, Cadillac, which Bill Dundee had. He's going against Lawler.
Okay.
So Lawler puts up his hair. So, and this is what, in the attendance, 11,300 sell out. Yeah, this is rocking. So Jerry beats Bill, so he gets the belt and his Cadillac back. So we'll go to the next week, the 8th. Oh, man. So this is a Cadillac match. Lawler puts his Cadillac back on the line. Bill beats Lawler for the Cadillac. So Bill gets the Cadillac back. And it was another sellout, 11,103. So that's pretty close. But here's what's funny. The newspaper had a misprint. It said, the misprint said the attendance is only 1,300.
Oh.
But it was 11,103.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so yeah, it was basically another sellout.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. We're going to the 15th, and this is going to be. Hold on. Now, tell you, it was confusing to keep up with what had what.
Yeah.
Because they kept putting stuff up on the line. Okay, no, I'm sorry. On the 8th, Bill got the Cadillac back. Yeah, okay. Lawler got it. Lawler put up his hair on the 1st. He won the belt and the caddy.
Okay.
So on the 8th, I think Bill put his hair up against the caddy. Bill gets the caddy on the 8th. So come back on the 15th. Lawler puts up the title and his manager. His manager at the time was Mickey Poole. This is before Jimmy Hart. Okay. Mickey Poole was goofy, tall, goofy guy. He put up the title, his hair, against Bill and the caddy.
Mm-hmm.
I know I got lost several times. So on the 15th, Jerry beat Bill. He kept the title. Poole kept his hair, and Jerry got the caddy. So Jerry's got the Cadillac back.
Huh.
So this is going to month. This Cadillac's going back and forth.
Pink slip after pink slip.
Yeah, so
or whatever it's called, title. You have to sign the title a bunch of times. Sorry.
Well, I guess the whoever the dealership they got it from is probably getting some good advertisement out of it.
Oh yeah,
they've been doing this for a month now. So usually just a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got a month of this one. Okay, so we'll go to the 22nd. Okay, that's the belt, caddy, and the hair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, against Dundee's hair. So Lawler's putting up the belt, the Cadillac, and Poole's hair again.
Mm.
And Dundee's putting up his hair.
Mm.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, on the 15th, the attendance was 8,397, so it dropped about 3,000 people.
Mm.
On the 22nd, like I said, it's belt, caddy, and Poole's hair against Dundee's hair. It only drew 7,143, which that is about around going back to school time, so that probably hurt them.
Yeah.
All right. So in this match, Dundee won. He got to keep his hair. He got the Southern title. He got the Cadillac back. And Mickey Poole got his head shaved.
Oh.
Yep. Yep. And I said that drew 7,143.
Okay.
So they come back the next week on the 29th in a hair versus the belt, Southern title, and the Cadillac. And this time it's a Texas death match. Texas death match. All right. So in this one, Jerry Lawler beat Bill Dundee in the 13th fall to win the Texas death match. So now Jerry has the Southern title and he's got the Cadillac back. I know this is confusing.
Yeah.
And then we go into September and the stakes got really high because we had a hair. Somebody lost their hair. Then the next week, somebody's spouse lost their hair.
Mm.
So yeah, this kept going. Cadillacs, hair, belts. Yeah. They were squeezing everything out of this one, boy. And like I said, that was hard. It was hard for me to keep up with.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at the ads, and then I'd go back and look at the results from the ad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a doozy, man.
No doubt.
I mean, they started out selling out, but I said, I mean, that's good for the summertime. Sellouts in the summer.
Yeah.
And then, at the end of that month, it went down. But, I mean, people going back to school.
Mm-hmm.
So, people saving their money for school stuff. So it's going to drop. But still, it's still a good house,
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go to August 27th, 1994. We're going to go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Going to the ECW Arena. The NWA had a world title tournament. The finals come down to Shane Douglas and 2 Colt Scorpio. Shane Douglas went over. He won the NWA world title. He gets on the mic, cuts a promo, and throws the belt down.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
Then he holds up the ECW belt and says, This is now the ECW world title.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This was in 94. So they had just become Extreme right that time period. They dropped the Eastern because it was NWA Eastern Championship Wrestling. So after that night, there was they left the NWA. I heard some of the work, heard the shoot that Carluzza was pissed that Carluzza blew his top, tried to sue him. I don't know if that's a work or shoot. But how much. I mean, like I said, this was early days, so they weren't drawing that sellout of that building. They only drew 750 people.
Jeez.
That's about half full for that building.
Okay.
You can squeeze what, 2,500 in there?
You would know better than me, brother, but that sounds right.
It was nut to butt for 2,500, I think, in there.
Okay.
But yeah, so this was before they hit their strides. That was the point where they took off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they threw that belt down, and he cut that promo he cut was unbelievable. And what's crazy, Scorpio stayed in the ring the whole time over in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, did they think somebody was going to run in? Because Scorpio was a tough dude, man.
Yeah.
Scorpio was a bad butt, man.
I mean, that could be. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, because usually they'd leave the ring after you lost, you leave.
Right.
He's sitting on the corner the whole time. So I'm wondering, maybe Paulie said, "Hey, Scorpio, do you mind staying out in case somebody hits the ring?"
Yeah.
I'm sure Paulie gave him a little extra.
Who do you think would have hit the ring? I mean, it's hard to tell.
Trying to think who Carluzza. I don't know the whole card. Whoever was working for Dennis Carluzza at the time, whoever his main guys are.
Yeah.
But most of his guys are ECW guys too. I mean, he had some North. I don't know who, but I'm sure Carluzza had some guys. And like I said, if he was really mad, and so I'm thinking it was legit, because why would you have Scorpio if it was a work? Scorpio wouldn't stay out there. They never. Right. You lose, you go.
Yeah.
But he stayed in that corner the whole time to this whole promo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm thinking that was a shoot.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Somebody hit that ring, threw that belt down. Scorpio was there to have Douglas's back. Yeah, because they say Scorpio was a tough dude, man. He, shuck and jive, but come down, he could fight. They say.
Yeah. That's all that matters. Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we'll move to August 30th, 1986. Going to Las Vegas, Nevada, to the Showboat. I remember watching this at the time. I was blown away. The AWA this was AWA TV on ESPN, had an AWA World Tag Team title match. It was Buddy Rose, Doug Summers were the champions with Sherry Martel against the Midnight Rockers.
Mm-hmm. This
match ended in a double DQ. This basically put the Rockers on the map. It's one of the best AW matches I've ever seen. It's out there. It is so good. Three of them end up juice. Buddy Rose didn't. He didn't do nothing, but everybody else had so much. He had it all over him, so it looked like he did too. And they brawled. It's out there. Go watch it. It is. Like I said, it's one of the best AWA TV matches, especially on the ESPN run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm surprised you hadn't seen it.
I probably have. I'm just not.
Yeah, it is good, man. It is. Like I said, Rockers were getting over, but that really it made them. It made them, because they stood toe to toe. They wasn't just high flyer. They blood brawl. So yeah, go watch it anyway. I'm sure it's out there. But I remember watching it, and I was like, I didn't think, is this a regular African match? About halfway, probably about 5 minutes in, I was like, this is good. I went and grabbed a tape, put it in the VCR, and recorded the rest of it at the time. Exactly. It was like, you could see, this is something, man. It was something. You could tell it was building up. And man, like I said, it was, to me, it was the best AWA TV ESPN match they ever had.
Wow. That's awesome.
It was so good. But, yeah, go check it out. All right. So we'll go to August 29th, 1960. We're going to Memphis, Tennessee. We're going to Hodges Field. This is the Memphis promotion. The year before, remember they had, in the 59, they had all those Rustwood shows with Sputnik and Billy Wicks and all that. Yeah. And that one, they tore down the fence. There were so many people. Well, this one, 59 was the last time they run Rustwood. Now they moved, I don't know why, but then they moved to Hodges Field. Couldn't find attendance on it. And this was kind of weird. And I looked it up, found the ad, and this was for Tri-State Tournament. This night was just the quarterfinals. And at the bottom they said plus a tag match. Okay, the quarterfinals, Sputnik Monroe beat Spider Galento. All these were 2 out of 3 falls. That's what was crazy. 5 matches, and they're 2 out of 3. The tag wasn't, but all the other matches were 2 out of 3 falls. Yeah. Okay, so Sputnik Monroe beat Spider Galento 2 straight falls. So he advanced. Yeah. And this was just the quarterfinal. This wasn't a whole night tournament. So this was just this night was the quarterfinals. Okay. So it's not. So I guess they figured we'll just do 2 out of 3 falls instead of having a whole tournament. We can stretch it out for weeks. So the next match was Don Fargo beat Billy Wicks, which the year before Billy Wicks was all in that Rustwood stuff. Yeah. And Fargo beat him 2 straight falls. That's what shocked me.
Wasting no time, are they?
Yeah, here we go. It's not over. Then the next match was Mario Galento. This is different. It's not Spider. This is Mario, the other Galento. Yeah. He beat Charlie Lay 2 straight falls. Okay. This next match was, the results were different from what the ad was. And this one, it looked like it was just a regular match. Eric Peterson beat Tretch Phillips. Okay. And that wasn't advertised. So I'm thinking somebody no-showed and they made this and didn't do a tournament because like I said, there's already the quarterfinals. Anyway, and they didn't. They just said that was a 1 fall. So then we go to the tag team match. The Von Brauners beat Joe Scarpa and El Gran Lothario. Oh. The Von Brauners, was Saul's monster tag team.
Hurt and Carl. Yeah,
all through the 60s. And Joe Scarpa, everybody knows that was Chief J. Strombo.
Oh yeah.
And El Gran Lothario was Jose Lothario.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I couldn't find attendance on it, and from what I could tell, this was the last time that they ran this Hodge Field. Huh. Yeah. So
see you later, Hodge.
They stopped running the. I guess something happened to Rustwood. They couldn't get there, and then this Hodge and they ran this Hodge Field a lot before this. All right, so this next one, this is kind of a sad one. Go to August 29th, 1988. Go to Tokyo, Japan, to Budokan. Bruiser Brody Memorial. So this was August. So they put this on like a month after he died. They put this on fast.
Yeah.
This was All Japan. The attendance was 14,200. They had 11 matches. Man, I just can go over kind of the highlights. Giant Baba beat Rusher Kimura, 2 old timers. I guess just for, I don't know, but yeah, because Baba in 88. Yeah, yes, okay. Well, I'll be honest about it. Next match was Stan Hansen beat Abdullah Butcher. It was a DQ. So they didn't want Hansen to do the job, and they didn't want Abby doing the job. So that's understandable. Mm-hmm. Then they had the All Japan World Tag Team Title match. Oh gosh, I'm horrible with these names. I'm just going to go with the last names. Well, Ushihara and Tenryu beat Jumbo Tsuruta, and I ain't saying this is the last name, Yatsu, for the tag belts. Jumbo and Yatsu was the champions, and they put the belts on Hara and Tenryu. And they had a gimmick name. I can't remember what it was. But, yeah, there was 11 matches, drew big time. And I remember seeing pictures of I want to say Brody's wife was there in the middle of the ring. They holding up a picture of Brody.
Barbara Goodish. Yep. She was. Yep.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. So yeah, I'd throw it in there. Nothing of these matches really. None of them really stuck out. I mean, because it was more just to honor him than actually have. I mean, they had the tag match swap belts, but it wasn't nothing. It was just a show to be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna go to August 3rd, 1968. We're going to Arlington, Texas. We're going to go back to the Turnpike Stadium. We went there last month at the where the Rangers played in Texas. Yeah. Okay. They drew that show of 12,000. Well, I come back in 68. They drew 10,000, which is still great because like I said, that place only held like 11. So
yeah, okay, that is
they
good.
Still had it. I mean, it only went down, but that's still good. The main event was a Texas death match. Gene Kiniski beats Fritz von Erich. Now, the year before, the main event was Gene Kiniski and Fritz von Erich. So they kept it alive and off and on for a year and brought it back. And they only lost 2,000 people. That's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
In the August heat in Arlington outside.
Oh, man.
That's good.
I don't want to go outside and hear, much less there.
Yeah. So, I was shocked today it was actually the same match. I mean, but it went to a Texas Death Match. Some makes me think that was the blow off for a year after that year of them back and forth. So they did it seemed like the Texas Death Match in Texas was the blow off. Mm-hmm. So, but like I said, that was good. So we're going to go to August 2nd, 1980, going to New Orleans, Louisiana, to the Superdome. Now, I think it was last month, or it might have been June, we talked about the Freebirds blinding JYD.
Yeah, definitely.
And how he was out, except for those spot show towns that didn't get the TV, where he still worked. But then on the main towns, he stayed out, when the TV aired, he stayed out and he came back. They brought it to the Superdome. They brought back the main event was Michael Hayes and JYD in a dog collar cage match. Okay, so this is what they brought. This is JYD's return, right? Mm-hmm. They drew 28,000. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what was Michael Hayes? 20 years old, 21.
Man, that's incredible. Yeah.
And what's something else that got to me? One of the matches, Andre beat Hogan.
Oh,
I never knew Hogan worked for Watts.
I didn't either.
Yeah. Huh. And then the semi-main event was Dusty and Buck Robley beat Buddy Jack and Terry Gordy. Because you remember, Buck Robley was JYD's partner.
Right.
When that happened. So they brought Dusty in. So, and JYD met Michael Hayes. So basically, JYD came back, got his revenge. So you would think that's over, right? Wouldn't that be the blow-off?
You'd think.
No. The next night, they were in Lafayette, Louisiana. Michael Hayes and JYD. These are all Michael Hayes and JYD matches. The third, next night, Lafayette, dog collar match. On the 8th in Shreveport, JYD and Michael Hayes, cage dog collar match.
Oh, my God.
On the 9th in Alexandria, a cage match. The 10th in Monroe, Louisiana, dog collar match.
Man.
Then they go to the 16th. JYD and Michael Hayes do a lights out dog collar cage match in Biloxi, Mississippi. And we've heard this before, this kind of match. On the 28th in Greenwood, Mississippi, this must have been the blow off here. Michael Hayes and JYD, I couldn't find a result for it, had a Jim Bowie death match.
Oh, there we go.
Remember we heard that last month at one of the Texas shows for the Great American Bash. Remember one of the stipulations on one of those Texas cards was a Jim. So that must have been a big thing back then.
Must have been. It's dude stabbed to death.
Yeah. So
or they all have to go to the Alamo to die or something. I don't know. Yeah. Sorry.
So Watts has the big blow off in New Orleans, but he doesn't blow it off and all. So every town gets a payoff.
Wow. That's cool.
That's unheard of.
Yeah. And can you imagine how they felt after those series of matches? Good Lord.
Oh, yeah. They're beat to death, I'm sure.
Yeah. Man.
So, all right. these are all because see, they for some reason Watts just loved going to that Superdome. Because he started running it some years 2 and 3 times a year. And so I found some. I was to do some August shows. He went there August 24th, 84. They had 6 matches. Attendance was 18,000. Main event was Flair against Kerry Von Erich, double DQ.
Okay.
So he drew 18. In 84, he's still drawing 18,000. Which, see, that's still bigger when they were usually running the New Orleans Arena, which I wrote that down somewhere. I think it held 10,000 maybe.
Okay.
So he's still outdrawn for the big card, so he's still going to the thing. All right. So he goes back in 85, and he has 3 shows. One of them is on August 10th, 1985. He has 9 matches. His attendance is 15,800. So it's come down a little bit, but it's still drawing. You still couldn't have it at the New Orleans Arena. So you still had to take it to the big house.
Yeah.
They had a loser leave town match. Kamal and Kareem Muhammad beat Bill Watts and Jim Duggan in a loser leave town match.
Okay.
So I was like, there's no way they left. Well, Bill Watts, he wasn't wrestling full time. He just come back for the big shows. So he was gone. Duggan actually was gone from New Orleans. He didn't show back up New Orleans until November.
Okay.
And he started a feud with Buzz Sawyer. Now, he was still working all the other towns. This was just unusually New Orleans, but it was only for 3 months. Like I said, he drew 15,800. Main event was Ric Flair against Butch Reed. Time limit, an hour time limit draw. All right, he ran it in 86 a few times. He came back in 87 and ran 4 times. And they only this August 1st, 1987 show at the Superdome, he drew 5,000 people. Yeah. This was his last dome show because this is when he was right around the buyout from Crockett.
Okay.
It was just a good card. Had a bull rope match, Dusty and Steve Williams against Eddie Gilbert and Dickie Murdoch. That'd have been good.
Man. Oh, you know it.
And then the main event was a steel cage first blood elimination. I guess they had to, if you got beat, you had to leave the cage. Back time. Seemed like that would slow the momentum down that would slow the pace of the match. I think that would kill it. But the Freebirds, Michael, Terry, and Buddy against Big Bubba, Black Bart, and the Terminator. Why the Birds, yes, but Bubba, Black Bart, and the Terminator. Yeah, I guess that's why they drew 5,000.
Yeah, it's likely. Yeah.
Yes, that was his last one. Yeah, so I went a little long today, rambled way too much, but I think that's what we're going to end it today. We're going to wrap it up right there.
Oh, man. Well, hey, Q, as always, brother, great show. Learned a lot of cool stuff. That story about you and Steve, oh, Lord, have mercy to that show. That is funny. I don't think I've ever been that delayed for a wrestling event, but I think I would have turned around. But your determination and Bowtie's determination shows you guys that are true fans. And honestly, this whole show shows you that you're a true fan, brother. So thank you, as always, for giving us a great amount of awesome information, brother. Great show.
Well, I appreciate it. And like I said, I didn't bore people too much with those things, but I had to throw that story in there because that was a one wacky day.
I love those stories. That's awesome, man. Well, thanks, Q. This is a great show, brother. Great job.
And this has been
This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma.
All right, that was the one and only This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma, episode 14, covering August. We'll be right back to wrap things up on Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling after this. All right, guys, it's time for the OVW Road Report. Take it away, Sean.
Thanks, Jimmy. Recently, the Road Report crew jumped into our quick response vehicle and headed up north to the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio, for OVW's Race for the Crown to see who would be crowned the king and queen of OVW. For weeks now, OVW has hosted a series of elimination matches, narrowing the field down to get us to this, the Race for the Crown. By the end, there can be only one man and one woman who will have climbed the ladder to claim the crown hanging from the rafters. The first match I need to mention was the Rush Division title match between J.J. Lawson and Icon Icon Lee. By the end of this match, it looked like JJ had won and was actually declared the winner. But after the referee had discovered that Lawson used a look-alike to win the match, the ref restarted the match, and out of nowhere, Icon Lee takes out Lawson for the 1-2-3 and wins his first OVW title. Now on to the two main events. First, the women's division crown match featuring Shalance Royale, Killer Kai, and Leela Hall. The crowd expected the strength of Killer Kai to dominate this match. As usual, they underestimated the drive and cunning of Shalance Royale, who scaled the ladder to grab the crown and take the title of Queen of OVW. Next, it was the men's turn, with current heavyweight champ Dustin Jackson taking on one-time friend and tag team partner, now bitter rival Cal Hero. After a series of match-ending moves by both men, it was Dustin Jackson with the win and his new title of King of OVW to add to his heavyweight title. And don't forget that this and all OVW events are streamed live and for free on YouTube, and then are available 24/7, 365 on the OVW YouTube channel to make it easy to see all the OVW action. One last thing to mention, Jimmy. Longtime OVW star and fan favorite Austin Riker, a.k.a. Star Rider, made the mistake of putting his OVW career on the line just to get heavyweight champ Dustin Jackson into a match. It turned out to be a huge mistake, as Riker lost the match and now is gone from OVW. Riker was a favorite of fan, OVW management, and his fellow wrestlers in the locker room for the past 6 years, and he will be missed. Well, Jimmy, that'll wrap up this edition of the OVW Road Report. And until next time, I'll save you a seat ringside.
All right, guys, we are back. And yes, that was episode 14 of This Month in Wrestling History with the main man himself, Quinton Quarisma. Thanks again, Q. Great information covering the month of August. A lot of good stuff you had in there. And, man, always do a great job. Thanks, Q. Very much appreciate it. Also, guys, you just heard our roving reporter, Sean Hamilton, and his most recent OVW Road Report. If you guys are enjoying those, let us know about it. We'd love to hear what you think of that. Another thing I want to cover here is one more time, Captain's Corner Hidden Treasure virtual signing with Surfer Ray Odyssey. That is today, August 27th, on the Captain's Corner Facebook. So guys, do not miss that. All right. Next episode, guys, cannot spill it here, but if you would like to find out as soon as humanly possible, go to @GMBMPW on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. Guys, thank you all so much for liking, sharing, following, subscribing, and all that. But most importantly, we really just appreciate you for listening. And thank you so much for that. So, for the one and only This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma, the Plastic Sheik Jared Street, and myself, this has been Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, and we'll see y'all next time.
Don't forget.
Let me give you some information regarding the action coming up Monday night at the Coliseum, because, boy, I will tell you, this is one tremendous night that we have been looking forward to ever since we heard the word that Jarrett Promotions have been given the rights for the Mid-South Elimination Tournament for the $100,000 Japanese World Cup Tag Championship. Now, the finals and the elimination will be held in Tokyo in January of 1985. They're having regional eliminations with various promoters around the country, and each one of them will be sending a representative. The promoters have 10 teams that will be vying for the action. It will all be decided on Monday night, one night of action. The winner will then have 6 months of training and preparation in order to get ready for that $100,000 World Cup Championship. First round matches. Look at this. This is just the first round of action where the promoters put them down the way they thought the fans would like to see them. Rick Rude, King Kong Bundy, going against Tommy Wildfire Rich and his partner on a late change, the fabulous Jackie Fargo. Now, we're going to tell you more about that, so don't go away, because we have some really interesting information regarding this first round. That is not the way it was originally going. Look at this team. Dutch Mantel teaming with the superstar Bill Dundee, who is returning for this World Cup elimination tournament coming up, going against the classy team of the Nightmares. You'll see him out here in action against the new generation a little bit later. Jerry Lawler and his partner, handsome Jimmy Valiant. Yeah, they will be facing the rugged team of Randy Savage Lanny Poffo Mania going against Lawler and Valiant, and that is also a first-round match. Then we're talking about the new generation with Tojo at ringside going against Mr. Ito and the Animal with Jimmy Hart at ringside. And then the final of the first-round matches will be Rick Morton, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, facing the Southern Tag Champs, Phil Hickerson and the Spoiler. Those are all first-round matches. And, brother, this, I'm telling you, is going to be something. Elimination matches will continue until one team is declared the winner, and that team will be the representative in Tokyo next January with a shot. Mind you, a shot, and it will be a tough one for any team that makes it at the $100,000.
With a tear in my eye, this is the greatest moment in my life.
We'll see you next week. And until then, so long for now.
This has been a James Rock Street production.